Right, okay, welcome to my rather long video of how to turn your most preferred motif design into a stencil. Now, some of this video might not relate to the lesson you've got in front of you today, so do feel free to pause whatever relevant so that students can obviously take part and give these tasks a go. But first, let me just give you a little context as to what we're doing here. You've been asked to create a motif design based on the work of Gaudi for our lanterns. What's going to happen is we are going to turn these into a stencil, which we can then use to tessellate a pattern onto some A4 fabric like so. So this is the idea. You will create a stencil that will be A6 size, so this size, and the idea is that you can use fabric paint, stencil, 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 and repeat it, stencil, 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 so that you then create your own fabric for your lantern. So that's what we're doing, and this is what I'm going to explain to you today. I'm going to explain how to do that. So once you've created your final motif design, you need to think about how you're going to turn it into a stencil. But when I say a stencil, your stencil is actually going to have 4 parts. So let me just show you. So this one, for example, in order to turn it into a stencil, I needed to create 4 separate stencils, which I would use to obviously overlap one another. So I've got A, B, C, and D. And you can see they're all color coded to represent the colors that they would then print onto a piece of paper. So this is what we're going to look at. You can only... first of all, your stencil will be A6 inside, so that's a quarter of a piece of A4 paper. So it looks massive here on the telly, but it will be a lot smaller in size. It's going to be A6 in size. You're allowed to have 4 in total. Don't do more than that, mainly because of time. We don't have enough time to do more than 4 stencils. You can do fewer though, so if you'd rather do maybe 3, you can do 3 if you prefer. It's entirely up to you. But 4 is the maximum for this one. So what I had to do, I had to decide which shapes were going to be which colours. And the best thing to start off with is your lighter colours. So, for example, I chose these colours. They were inspired again by Gaudi. There's a mosaic lizard or gecko or something that he's created. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But the colours of it were absolutely stunning. And so I wanted to have this like really warm, nice colour palette with a pop of blue. And what I decided to start off with was the yellow. Now, it is far easier to work with a lighter background colour and then build onto it with either warmer colours or your darker tones. So I started off with yellow, and this is represented in stencil A. I then decided to add on to my yellow with green, which is stencil B. Stencil C interacts with no other colours, so that could have been a lighter colour, but I went for light blue. And then stencil D overlaps onto the yellow, so I went for a darker colour, which was this dark blue. So let me show you what I'm on about, because that might make a little bit more sense. So just going to get myself a flat surface and a bit of paper. So this is an A5 piece of paper, and I've just drawn an A6 size box on the inside, because it means that I can then line up all my stencils like so I know exactly where they're going. So I'm going to start off with A, and I'll put my final motif here as a little reminder. So I'm starting with my lighter colour. Now I'm going to do this really rough and quite quick, as quick as possible. You will obviously want to take your time, because you've got a bit more time to spare. And all I'm doing is I'm using my colouring pencil, because I'm testing it. That's why I'm not using paint straight away. I'm testing that I'm happy with my motif design. I'm testing that I'm happy with the layout. I'm also testing that I'm happy with the colours. So this is designed to be fairly quick, but you guys, like I said, will take your time with it. And all I'm doing is I'm just going in to the stencil with my colour pencil. Make sure you get into the crevices, because with with paint, the paint will go everywhere. It will go into every little crease you can imagine. But pencils don't really do that. They don't go right to the edge. So really do make sure you go into all the little gaps. Oh, my yellow's running out and I nudged it. That's fine. This is just a very quick demo for you guys. Like I said, You'll do a lot better than me. Oh, I might leave that there. Final two, final two. Awkward silence, awkward silence. Final one. Awkward silence, awkward silence. Right. Rough, ready, but you see my point. The yellow represents the yellow on my motif design here. So this is stencil 1, or A. And I'm just doing that as a little reminder to myself. I'm now going to do stencil B. Stencil B, I'm going to line up so it's within the box, like so. And it is going to overlap onto my yellow. So that means that when I come to even colour it with just pencils, because obviously the yellow is a lighter colour, the green stands out far better. Like so. Now with paint, we obviously have to let the paint dry, but with paint, depending on the colours you use, the lighter colours you use in the background, the much better overlapping and layering you'll actually get with it. But we'll explore that when it comes to the painting later on. Golly, 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 gosh. Really, really rough. Whoosh. But there you go. Hopefully you can see what I'm achieving now, or what I'm trying to achieve. I've now used 2 stencils, stencil A, stencil B, and by overlapping them, I've now created part of my motif. I'm going to go for C. So again, I'm going to line it up within that box. I'm going to get C, I'm going to get my colouring pencil. This is going to be a bit quicker. Less awkward silence. Huzzah. Huzzah. Final one, D. So again, I'm going to pop it in within the box. And then I'm going to go over it. Now, annoyingly, I know I'm contradicting myself a little bit. Although this is a lovely dark blue, because I'm actually going on to bright yellow with this dark blue, and these are blending pencils, it does mean that I'm not getting that nice opaque blue that I wanted. I'm actually getting a bit of a greeny blue. But that's fine, because again, with paints, when it's dry, you won't get that blending. And there we go. So I've now used 4 stencils to create my motif, which I can now replicate and tessellate. Here's what I did earlier. Huzzah! These are other tests I did. So for example, if we imagine, if we repeat using these stencils multiple times, we will eventually create our own fabric pattern, our own pattern for our own fabric, which we're going to use fabric paints to actually go on to. Sorry I don't have another one there, but this is what the stencils are actually for. So just to summarize very, very quickly, I do apologize. You want to look at your motif design. You can create a maximum of 4 stencils in order to replicate it several times, and you want to be really, really wise about the colors you use, and you want to ideally start from light to darker colors. You can use obviously all dark colors or all light colors if you prefer, but when it comes to overlapping them and overlaying them, you might just find some difficulties or some issues. But that's what development is for. That's why you practice all of these things to begin with. So hopefully that was clear enough, and have fun with it.